good. Hi, I'm Jean Harville, and I am the founder of Raising Motivated Learners. I'm also the creator of the Rethink Learning Academy. So we'll be hearing a little bit more about that in the next few weeks. Okay. So I want to ask you, what motivates your kid to do house chores? What motivates any child to do anything that they don't particularly think of as fun? Maybe they do, that's good, but they're trading their time for something that they want in return. And that's kind of how our society is. It's transactional. You do something, you expect something in return, right? Now, it could be, gratitude for doing something, great for someone that for helping somebody out. And it also could be money as a return. Are your kids loving money? Do they want to, you know, I will do the yard work, I'll rake the leaves. How much are you going to give me for that? Right. And so they learn at a very early age that they can do something and they can and receive in return is money. Right. So, what about when you do door to door school fundraisers, when your kid comes home and says, "Hey, guess what, mom? We get to go around and sell these cookies or these candy bars or tickets or whatever." Right now, I know we're not doing that because we have COVID. But just think back when you were in school, when you were younger, and did you enjoy going around selling things, door to door? How about a lemonade stand? Did you ever set up a lemonade stand and people just automatically stopped and you gave them lemonade and they gave you, a dime or a quarter or something? And how did that make you feel when you were able to give somebody something and you received money in return, right? It was exciting, right? Look at this, and you're jiggling all your money. So, money goes through different stories. So think about when back when you were young. How was money valued in your family? Was it that, money was hard to get? You had to work hard to get it. And when you had money, you had to save it. And you had to be very, very careful what you spent it on. Or was it that when you received money, it went out the door just as quickly as it came in? Hey, now we saved up enough that we can buy a car, it's gone, and we move on. So, or is it, oh, is money, did you view money as transactional, as a good thing coming in? Or did you view it as it not? Maybe as a child you did it, but what were some of the stories that your parents were either telling you or showing in their faces or their body language about money? And sometimes it's like it's hard. We don't have enough. We don't have as much as our neighbors, and that's great for your friends to be able to go to the circus, but we don't have the money for you to go. There's that. And then there's also the other side of it, as now that we have a lot of money, we can buy things and then we don't have money. And have you heard the saying, money doesn't grow on trees, even though money is made from trees? It's made from paper, and paper is made from trees, but money doesn't grow on trees. Right. And so there's different beliefs that are rolling around. And when you think back to your own beliefs around money and how you've carried from your parents, and how you've carried that belief forward to how you treat and value money as an adult. Think about it, is money hard to get? You have to work hard for it, or is money transactional? What do you think about? Is money good? Is money not good? Is money, what are your thoughts and your beliefs around that? And is that something that you want to um, give to your children? Would you like for your children to be more free about money and not have money controlling? Does money control your family and control your life? Right. And I know this is kind of hard to talk about during the pandemic because I know so many um, people have been laid off from their jobs and don't have that excess money. But remember, money is transactional. And what we want to do as parents is to go forward as to our children. Okay. We have what we have, our situation that we're in, and our beliefs, but we want to make sure that our children view money in a way that it is good for them, okay, that money can be good. We want to teach our kids the value of money, how to use money appropriately, and not to fear having money or not having money, and not to have those fears. So let me ask you again, did you ever have that lemonade stand or go door to door selling cookies or school fundraisers? And how did that make you feel when someone bought from you? Was it like, did you feel valued? Did you feel excited? Did you feel like you wanted to keep going? And then were you motivated? Motivated to go and sell more. I know we have some kids in our neighborhood who periodically come around with whatever it is that they're selling for their Girl Scouts or their school or something like that. And I always try to purchase from them because I want to teach them that money is good, that money goes for good things, because oftentimes what they are collecting money for is to help, like help the 4-H club or to help the Girl Scouts or to help whatever help. And so that gives them that sense that they are helping somebody else by, selling. So we want to make sure that they understand that selling is not bad. Well, when you go into a store, in a Target or Walmart, you expect that you're going to pick up an item, you're going to put it in your cart, you're going to have the transaction at the cash register, you're going to give money or money from your credit card, and then you're going to walk out with it. So that's really a good thing for our kids to see that money is transactional. It helps you to get items or things that you want or need, and that money is good, right? But then our stories that we have around it, we want to just I want you to really explore those stories as parents, okay? So what if we could take that motivation that kids have whenever they sell something, they go, wow, this is so cool. What if we could turn that motivation in and apply it to learning? Because so many of you have said that your kids lack motivation to learn or motivation to read. And so, learning about how to make money, the value of money, and how to handle money can be motivating. They can look things up on do research on the computer, like what exactly is money? How did it come about? What's the history of it? And just really immerse themselves into like what is money and how can money be used. And what if we could connect that feeling and that belief that money is good to have and utilize our kids' creative way of thinking and learning? I've talked about this before. Our kids who think and learn differently, which I think all kids think and learn differently, they have like a special, like a piece of they're not inhibited, and they can just be so creative about what if I could create this machine that could be, I don't know, could be very helpful. Or what if, a lot of our kids, and you have said that your kids are really into gaming. What if we could turn it around and they could learn how to actually create their own game? So that takes it a little different twist than just sitting mindlessly in front, playing a game in front of the keyboard, in front of the games. Why not that they get into the idea of creating their own game? There's a lot of learning that's involved, a lot of math skills, a lot of reading on how to do that. There's a lot of skills that we find, our kids are not motivated to do in school, but yet when they are faced with learning as an application to get something that they want to do, that they want to learn how to do gaming. So it's a little bit different twist and a little bit different perspective, because when you think about it, there's a lot of analyzing of this goes here, therefore this, and how can I make the game? There's a lot of strategies that are put into these games. There's a lot of thinking and not mindlessly sitting there playing the game, but actually delving into how do you create a game, right? And game creators make a lot of money. So that, just kind of giving them the skills of and where what they're interested in. Maybe your child is interested in knitting and knitting caps for newborn babies in the hospital. Now, that's necessarily not a selling type of proposition, but the act of doing something for someone else. You know, what if they do take those caps and they do sell them. And then they have that money. They have to have the yarn. They have to purchase whatever the materials they need in order to make those caps. So they sell them and they get the money, and then they turn the money back into purchasing the more items to make more caps. That's kind of how it works, right? And so teaching our kids that money is good, making things that are helpful to people, to other people, and selling them is good. So one of our schools, the school that my children went to as younger kids, elementary level, they had Baker Bazaar, and the school was named Baker Elementary, and they had a Baker Bazaar. And I know there are schools that do this, and I think it's so great to teach the kids about economics and about the flow of money and how money creates our society and helps our society to flourish, right? And so the Baker Bazaar was with each of the classes would have a project that they would make. And I know I was involved as a homeroom mother in several of these adventures, and we made tie-dye t-shirts. And every child got a chance to make a couple of tie-dye t-shirts. And we would talk about what we're doing. We purchased the dye, we had the buckets, they had the water, went through the whole process, and they created their own t-shirts. Then we sold them at Baker Bazaar. There was one night where everybody, all the different classrooms would have booths, and the kids were involved in those transactions and they helped to sell their shirts. And so that I think was so valuable to see the kids, to help the kids understand what economy is, and that, it's the production of an item and it's the selling of something. And I think that, they really got involved in that creative thought process in their brain. And we were able to teach them that selling, creating something, selling it, and receiving money for that was a really good thing. Right. And so that's kind of how the world works and where we are. So we're going to explore this idea a little bit more, figuring out what our kids are really good at doing, how they learn, and then helping them to understand about turning something that they create and actually selling it too, right? And in turn motivate them to learn. There's a reason now for learning math. There's a reason for reading. There's a reason for writing. There's a reason for going to school and learning the things that they learn. And so many of our kids are turned off by the way material is presented at school. It may be not presented in the way that they learn best. And then also, why do I have to read all of this material? What's it going to do for me? They don't have that endpoint view yet. And so if they can have that endpoint view where they're going, then it's like, I get why this is important, and I can get involved into my learning process or ask for help and get the help that I need in order to be able to learn, right? So like I said, we're going to explore this a little bit more and this idea in depth in the upcoming course that I'm putting together in March. So look for information around that. And for now, grab the link below and discover your kids' superpower quiz. If you haven't taken the quiz yet, I'll put the link down below. Click it and go to this very simple surface level quiz on helping your kids to figure out what type of learner that they are. And it's a great quiz for the kids to take also. So I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.